Thank everybody for tuning in, guys. Welcome to my channel, guys. If you haven't did so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Also, too, hit the notification button so you know when I put up another video. You know what I'm saying? Please subscribe to the channel, guys. Like I said, I am trying to put up the best content that I possibly can to get people informed on what has really been going on in your life, you know, and we're going to be touching on some things. We're going to be talking about taxes today, man. How taxes are voluntary, man. Taxes are voluntary. Paying traffic tickets are voluntary. You know what I'm saying? You just got to understand what's really going on and what they're trying to do to you. You dig what I'm saying? You got to understand that you are not the straw person. You are not the all caps name. You know what I'm saying? When you get things in the mail, they're not addressing you. They're addressing the all caps entity that they created in your birth when your parents signed the birth certificate. They're addressing that thing on that piece of paper. What they're trying to do is make you joint her what's going on. Now, before I go into the tax thing and how you can, you know, get into, you know, stop volunteering to pay your taxes, I gotta say before I get started, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not a tax advisor. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a lawyer. I am none of that. I am just here to share information with we the people, and I don't give legal advice. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do with this information is at your own discretion, and you know, please do your studying and please do your research before attempting to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Understand what's really going on. So we're going to be talking about taxes, how you can get out of volunteering to stop paying taxes, guys, because what they're doing to you is they're creating fear in you. You know what I'm saying? This is how this whole system is continuing to, this matrix is continuing to move forward. Is because they use fear tactics in order to get you to comply. And paying taxes is one of them. You know what I'm saying? They use fear tactics, and you're not understanding that you're not understanding that you're not the all caps name, and anything that you get, any type of presentment you get in the mail, you can rescind it. You know what I'm saying? The reason why you can rescind these things because you have 3 days to cancel these contracts. You know what I'm saying? It's called the cool-off period that goes along with truth and lending. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand what's going on. You know what I mean? You got to understand that you are not the all caps name. Everything in the system is voluntary. You know what I'm saying? This is why they need you to sign for everything. You know what I'm saying? This is why I need when you go to court, they need you to sign. When you go to jail, they need you to sign. You know what I'm saying? You kind of understand what's going on. They need your consent to do anything to you in this system. And paying taxes is one of them. They need your consent. You know what I'm saying? So right here on the screen, man, this is my Linktree website, man. I got a lot of stuff on this website. I got some things, you know, I asked for a small donation, and you know, and I also got some free stuff for you. You know what I'm saying? You can download as well. This is all the free stuff, and you can come over here, download the free stuff, get an understanding of what's going on. You know what I mean? And I also got some things too. I asked for a small donation. You know, if you want to learn how to become a national, there's a mini course right here, video mini course I put together for people who want to become nationals and come back to the land and reclaim their original status. I got a little mini course on that as well. Like I said, these are small donations I asked for. You know what I mean? I don't really try to a lot of people in this space try to overcharge people. I don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. But I do ask for a little small donation that helps grow the channel. I'm trying to grow the channel, you know, I'm trying to get more followers. So it does help me grow the channel, your donations. And whatever donations you send, people, I appreciate the people who did so send donations. But today we're going to be talking about federal income taxes, man. If you don't have this book, man, I suggest everybody, please get this book, man. You can come over to my website and I'll show you where it's at. I asked for a small donation of $4.98, guys. If you don't have this book, man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this book is going to open your eyes and you're going to understand what the hell is going on. Now, let me also say, too, when you get PDFs and stuff off my link tree, you can download those. Those are yours. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you send a donation, those are yours to keep. Like, you can just download it and that's yours. You're good to go. I also got, too, how to turn robocalls into cash. For a donation of $28, you can get that PDF. The only one that's a video is the national mini course. That's a video. Teach you how to become a national, how to fill out certain forms like the I-9 once you become a national, and your W-4, all that stuff. A little mini course, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just come over to the website, check it out. You know what I mean? Shoot me an email if you have any questions. My Cash App is at $postmailcash, and you can send your donations there. And once I receive your donation, you're going to get access to whatever you're trying to get access to. So this one right here, you can get access to on my website as well. But if you don't read this book, guys, for the people who don't know what's been going on, this book here will open your eyes so you can understand that everything is voluntary in this system, guys. Everything, right? So, what the people in power, those in power have a big secret, guys. They have a very big secret because still in 2026, a lot of people don't understand that they have made a system where you have two U's going on. And what I mean by that is you got one person that's a U.S. citizen that's under their jurisdiction and they control what you don't know. And you don't know that there's two status in America. There's a U.S. citizen, then you got your nationals. Now, nationals is the living man, the living woman. They have rights. They are protected under the Constitution. Not only the federal Constitution, which is the United States Constitution, but your state Constitution as well. They have unalienable rights that's given to them by the Creator, right? So the U.S. citizen is the one who pays taxes, the one who goes to jail all the time for any little small thing. You get thrown in jail. They are the debtor. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. citizen is the debtor. But what's happening is that they got you under the perception that you are that all caps entity, that U.S. citizen. Now, don't get me wrong. You can utilize the U.S. citizen side, but you want to reclaim your standing, your political standing as a national. You know what I'm saying? Some people call us American nationals. Actually, the U.S. government calls us U.S. nationals, or state citizen. You know what I'm saying? You're taking allegiance to your state. Now, the founding fathers were state citizens. You know what I'm saying? They were, there was no such thing as a U.S. citizen back when the founding fathers create the U.S. Constitution. There was no. That's something that's new. The U.S. citizen status. That's something that came around. I don't particularly remember, but that's fairly new. You know what I mean? So they're tricking everybody into thinking that they're U.S. citizens in order to control and to manipulate people into thinking that they have to pay taxes, which is unconstitutional. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is unconstitutional. In order for it to be a crime, there must be an injured party. There must be somebody, property you damaged or did physical harm to somebody in order for there to be a property. You must be served in order for it to be a situation where you got to go to court. You have to be served. And traffic tickets and family court and all this stuff, it's all people say it's fraud, which it is fraud in a kind of in a way, but you volunteered to sign up for these things. You volunteered to pay child support. You volunteered to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? So Is it really fraud when even though they taught us a certain way how to move, how to sign our name, which is incorrect. The way you sign your name, first and last name, that's the debtor. You're supposed to sign your name as the living person by, you know what I'm saying, those two dots. I forgot what you call them. First hyphen middle name, and then your last name with the two dots. The two dots and then your last name. And the living person must have a position. All living people have a position. If you are a agent or if you are the beneficiary, you have a position. Debtors do not have a position, a standing. A living man or woman has a standing, has a I forgot what it's called, man. But paying taxes, is it voluntary? Yes, it is. But you don't understand that it's not really fraud in a way, because we're volunteering. At one time, I did the same thing. You're volunteering when you sign the 1040 or the what is it, the 1040? When you sign that 1040 or what is it, the W4 for your job, you're volunteering. You're saying when you put your name on that application and the way you put your address, also too, you're not a resident. So when you don't put the C/O in front of your address, you're letting them know that you're a resident and you're supposed to be paying taxes. And you don't put the brackets around your zip code. You know what I'm saying? You're saying that you live in that zip code. You live under the District of Columbia. When you put things in brackets, you know what I'm saying? No matter if it's a contract, if you put it in brackets, that takes it off the page. See what I'm saying? Stuff like that you got to know. You got to look at these forms and understand that you're not black on these forms. You know what I'm saying? And understand that this is for everybody. Understand that you're not white on these forms. These are all political statuses. You know what I'm saying? Every time you fill out a form, you put in black, you put in white. You're making a proclamation to your status, your political status. When you pick U.S. citizen, which you can utilize that side if you want to get into law enforcement or security work like myself. I do security work, armed and unarmed security work. So when I fill out an I-9, I have to fill out as a U.S. citizen. You can utilize that site if you choose to. And I think that people in this space, you know what I'm saying, don't really teach that. You can utilize the U.S. citizen side, but you got to learn how to understand the difference and understand when to use it and understand when not to use it. If you're a truck driver, you want to utilize the U.S. citizen side because you need to get you a CDL. You know what I'm saying? You need your CDL, so you want to utilize that side. You know what I mean? Then now you got some people who don't want to use the U.S. citizen side at all, which can make getting some jobs difficult. You dig what I'm saying? I tried that route, and with more understanding and more reading and more watching videos, I understand that it's okay to use that side. Just don't use that side as a debtor. Continue to move as a national, even when you use the U.S. citizen side. It's okay. It's okay to get a driver's license. Just don't sign your driver's license as the debtor. It's okay. It's okay. I just seen a video where the sister was talking about where you can put, to reserve your rights on your driver's license. You can put it actually on the driver's license. You know what I'm saying? With a marker, without prejudice, UCC 1-308. That's just one way to reserve your rights. But again, we've been moving in this system as the debtor this whole time, and this is why we having so much problems. This is why we paying taxes. This is why we're getting these traffic tickets, and we got to pay traffic tickets and go to court. And all this stuff is voluntary, people. It's all voluntary. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not rambling too long, people. And if you like this content, you know what I'm saying, please give it a thumbs up, man. Because I'm trying to wake up the masses, for sure. So, let's continue on. Where was I at? So what is the straw man? A straw man is a fiction legal entity created with the hopes that as the child grows up, he will be fooled into believing that he is actually the straw man, which he most definitely is not, and pay all sorts of imaginary costs, liability, which he gets attached to which gets attached to the straw man by con artists. This is what's going on when you paying federal taxes. Because you keep claiming to be the straw person. You become an adjointer with the straw person. There's no separation. You know what I'm saying? There's no separation from the two. So how is a straw man created? And it goes on and on and on. If a baby has been named James and the family name is Martin, then you would accept the birth certificate to have the name James Martin printed on it. If that is what is printed on it, then all is well and it is a genuine birth certificate, nothing more. However, if any other name is there, then the document is not a birth certificate, but instead it is creation of a straw man masquerading as James Martin. The alternative entry might be any of the following examples. James Martin, Mr. James Martin. When you put Mr. in front of it, that means you're a straw person. Martin, Mr. James, or anything else which is not exactly James Martin, and nothing else. So why create a straw man? The answer is in order to charge the straw imaginary costs and penalties and fool the human James Martin into paying those amounts. These imaginary charges include income tax, council tax, inheritance tax, capital gains tax, road tax, import tax, value added tax, fuel levy, loan interest, bank charges, and anything else that full-time professionals can think up. This is why you're getting taxed to death, people. This is why. This is why. And they use legalese. Legalese is a secret language invented to trick you. It uses English words, but attaches secret meanings to those words with the sole intentions of stopping you from believing that what they are saying to you has nothing to do with the normal meaning in the English language. Excuse me. Their purpose is to cheat you and rob you. And this is what they have been doing to people this whole time. Stop giving up your rights. Stop signing everything just so nilly-willy and just signing stuff. And I'm not going to touch on everything in this book, man. And this is common law. This is the law of the land. You must not injure or kill anyone. You must not steal or damage things owned by somebody else. And you must be honest in your dealings and not swindle anyone. You must remain in honor at all times. You must not argue the fact. You know what I'm saying? You must not argue the fact. Stay in honor. Let's see. Anything else I want to touch on this one? The United States Corporation is a private company. The non-federal Federal Reserve Bank is a private company set up in the year 1913, as is every court and every police force and every Congress is a company and not a person. But this is what's been going on. Let's see. Anything else I want to touch on there? Dealing with debt. Because they are a very high percentage of the money earned being taken away from the average person, it is not usual for people to end up with what looks like debt. Most people spend their time worrying over the statement of what they are told they owe and do endless calculations to see if they agree with the numbers which they have been sent. Again, this is the sort of misdirection which magicians use to fool audience, distracting their attention away from where the action is really taking place. Here's the question: is really not how much is owed, but instead is anything actually owed? No. So the debts is all imaginary, people. When you get stuff in the mail, it's all. What you need to do is ask them to validate the debt. You must not ignore this situation, right? Do not ignore anything you get in the mail. Always send it back. Always respond, 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 respond. Even if you don't know what to say, just say, I don't understand what's going on. You got to respond to these things, because not after 3 days, it becomes fact in commerce. Facts. Must respond. I get something in the mail, I'm responding the same day. Same day. And that goes with the IRS. They use these intimidating these letters, notices and all that. You got to send this stuff back to them. You must respond. You must kill the presumption. Send it back. I do not consent to these proceedings. Send it back. No contract. They must have a contract in place, people. They must. There must be a contract in place with your wet ink signature saying you agree to these terms, whatever it is that you get in the mail, traffic ticket. If you sign a traffic ticket, then your ass is grass, because you got to go to court now. Depending on how you signed. If you signed as a debtor, your ass got to go to court. And you got to pay those fines. And if you don't go to court, you're going to jail, because you agreed to the terms of the traffic ticket, which is if you don't show up, you're going to jail. Same thing with the IRS. You don't pay these taxes, you're going to jail. Or you're going to take your checking account and everything else in it. Must respond to these things. You must. I don't know how much I got to stress this. Do not throw these things in the garbage. Never. Once I learned this stuff, I have never thrown anything in the garbage that I receive in the mail. You must respond to these things. All right? So I don't think there's anything else I need to touch on this. But guys, you got to get this book. I mean, $4.98 donation. Send a donation and read this book, man. It's going to open up your eyes to what's going on. But this is what's been going on with your taxes and everything else. This is what's been going on. So, do you consent? Your consent shapes your life and the world. Without your inherent power of consent, you are a slave. Do I need to say more? If you abandon your right of consent, you will become a slave to those who would exploit you. All life defends its free will, because failure to do so is suicidal. The maintenance of your rights is your responsibility. Not nobody else, but your responsibility to defend your rights. Everybody. Not just Caucasians, everybody. Caucasians, they stand on their rights. Everybody else don't. You know what I'm saying? You can see videos all day long, Caucasians stand on their rights. Do anybody else? Majority of the time, no. But we need everybody else involved. It's we the people. You dig what I'm saying? You got to stand on your rights. You got to let them know that you know what's going on. And you're going to stand on your rights no matter what happens. They throw you in jail, so what? File a federal lawsuit. Get it popping. Like, just don't let them do anything to you, because they will. If you don't stand on your rights, they will. You have the right to remain silent at these traffic stops. You do not have to talk to police at all. They are collecting evidence when they pull you over. You know what I'm saying? Anything they can use against you in the court of law. They don't even say the court of law anymore. You just say the court. Why is that? Because it's not a court of law. It's a court of equity. You know what I mean? It's all commercial. Everything is commercial. Everything. No matter what the crime is, it's all commercial. Now, I'm not a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing information with we the people. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't give legal advice. This is just my opinion. But do your research. You'll find out. But it's all about your consent. A lot of people are in prison right now because of their consent. Once you get a lawyer, then you give it up full rights to the court. You give it up your rights. Because now the lawyer is talking for you. You know what I'm saying? And everything is hearsay out of his mouth. But why? Because he wasn't there when it happened. So everything he said is hearsay. Everything in court is hearsay. You answer to that name is hearsay. Your address is hearsay. It's all hearsay. The birth certificate is hearsay. It's all hearsay evidence. That's how they operate. On presumption and hearsay. So, this is a letter from the Internal Revenue Service, Department of the Treasury, was sent out to employees in April 4th, 1983. And it breaks down on how everybody can get all their taxes back paid into the system. Now, I haven't taken those steps to do that yet, but I'm just going to read. This is March 5th of 1985. And I'm just reading it just to share information with people, you know what I'm saying? To open people's eyes that it's all a bluff game. You know what I'm saying? It's all a bluff. It's all BS, man. But we're going to go into it, man. On March 5th, 1985, a charge of tax evasion was filed in the U.S. District Court in Indianapolis, Indiana, by the U.S. Attorney George Duncan. The charges were dismissed. The defense attorney, Lowell Beecraft of Huntsville, Alabama, presented irrefutable evidence that the 16th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was never properly ratified. This amendment, which established the income tax, was signed into law despite serious defects. In reality, only 2 states ratified the amendment, and ratification requires 36 states to be valid. The effect of this is such that every taxpayer into the Treasury since 1913 is due and refundable to every citizen and business. And businesses too. They are tricked into paying taxes. But let's continue on. The official position of the service is, as it has always been, to aid and assist the citizens of the United States. We will not publish or advertise this finding, as a total immediate refund would cause a serious drain in the resources of the Treasury. For those citizens who become aware of this finding and apply for the total refund, expedite their refund documents as quietly as possible. A simple 1048 form will suffice until a new form is designed and printed. Advise each of your managers, and they are not to discuss this situation with anyone. There will be no writing communication, and you are to destroy this memorandum. The Secretary of the Treasury assures me that there will be no reduction in the workforce, as this refunding activity will take a minimum of 5 years to complete. Further directions will be forwarded as they arise. And that's the Commission of Internal Revenue in 1985. So that's more proof there that paying your taxes are voluntary. And they actually owe us refunds because it was done under the, it was done in without giving us full disclosure to what we were signing. It was done in a form of fraud. It's not 100% fraud because you signed, but the contract is invalid because it was done under without giving us full disclosure of what we were signing. So we're all due tax returns. Just haven't figured out how to get them yet. But I got an idea, just haven't put it into place yet. So let's continue on. So now let's get into how you can stop paying federal income taxes. Well, you got to send an affidavit of revocation of recession of your signature, and you can do this when there is some type of fraud into any type of contract. You can rescind your signature from signing the W4. What is it called? W4. I get those mixed up. W2, W4, W4. When you sign a W4 for your job or you pay taxes into the system, you can rescind that signature because it was done in the form of fraud. So you can rescind it. You can rescind any contract, whether it's a home loan or any type of mortgage, car payment. You can rescind those signatures. If you go into that contract and you look through your contract and you see that there's some type of form of fraud in that contract, you can rescind it. So An affidavit. What is an affidavit? An affidavit is a statement of truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's truth in commerce. So if you send an affidavit and it's not rebutted, it stands as truth in commerce. You know what I'm saying? And an affidavit has all the your talking points and why you are rescinding your signature. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't get full disclosure. So we're gonna go into this affidavit. So number one, you did not get full disclosure, and you were not aware that the complete and sign and submitting a 1040 or an income tax return and a W-4 to employee withholding allowance certificate. The authorization of that document allowed an employer to withhold a worker's money from his pay are voluntary. It's voluntary. You weren't told it was voluntary action. So you rescind the contract. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm just going to break down why this person has their address on the right of this document is because the left side is the debtor side of the document. If your address and name is on the left side of the document, that means you are the debtor. The right side of the document means you are the creditor. We are the creditor of the United States. And two, you did not fully disclose, and I was not aware that a legal effect of signing and filing an income tax return, as shown by the decision of the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit in 1974, ruling in the case of Morris versus United States, where the court explained how a citizen became a taxpayer by stating, accordingly, when returns were filed, Mr. and Miss Moore's name declaring income taxes in her 1944. So this goes on to break down why you're able to rescind your signature. So this got case law into it. I did this for me and my wife, and letting them know that we no longer want to be taxpayers. And here you go. Number 4, the thing is, you have to kill the presumption. They presume that you are a U.S. citizen. You know what I'm saying? So in their system, if you're a U.S. citizen, you have to come back to being a national. You know what I mean? Nationals don't have no jurisdiction over nationals. So if they come after you paying taxes, you do not want to be in the standing of a U.S. citizen. You know what I'm saying? You do not. You have to first change and correct your political standing first from U.S. citizen to that debtor back to the national, the living woman and man national who has unalienable rights. Then you can proceed on. You know what I'm saying? Some people just straight up stop paying. You can do that too. You know what I mean? You can do that too, but I like to take the extra steps in doing things. I did this for me and my wife and let them know that we will no longer participate into their membership of being a U.S. citizen and paying taxes. And they had no jurisdiction to charge us taxes, and haven't paid taxes. I haven't paid taxes in 10 years, man. Never got one letter from them. Never got nothing from them. Why? Because in their system, I'm a national. They know I'm a national. My wife is a national. So, number 4, I am a natural-born free sovereign, not sovereign citizen, of the United States. There's a difference. You got sovereign. Everybody's sovereign. Everybody's free. See, they have vilified that word sovereign, so you don't tap into your sovereign standing, your sovereign political standing. Everybody's sovereign. You're born sovereign. Everybody's sovereign. Now, sovereign citizen, that's what we're not. You know what I'm saying? Nationals are not sovereign citizens. That is just something that they're trying to put a negative connotation on your free will of being free in the system. There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. You can't be both. Citizen means subject. See how this small c is supposed to be a capital C, actually. But yeah. But you have to change this to your situation. You know what I mean? And so on and so forth. But you gotta rescind your signature using this affidavit of revocation of recession. You gotta rescind your signature. You gotta rescind that signature when you signed up for that job. You gotta rescind it. You know what I'm saying? You have to rescind it. And yo, go to your boss and let them know that you no longer want to participate in paying federal taxes. Go to your boss. Let them know you don't want to pay federal taxes no more. And they have to, by law, stop taking federal taxes. Now, if you paid federal taxes up to, say for instance, you paid 6 months in, and then you know what I mean, you went 6 months of not paying, then you have to follow a return. But after that year is over with, then you're done. Like, you don't gotta pay taxes no more. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is not financial advice. This is all entertainment and educational purposes only. But this is what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? First, you have to get your political standing correct. That's the first thing. You know what I'm saying? Which, you take my little mini course, is real simple to do, man. Get your political standing correct. That's the first thing. But all this stuff is voluntary, people. If you want to get access to the affidavit, it's on my website. I can show you guys. It's right here. Right here. For access, donation, $19, guys. If you want to get access to this affidavit to stop paying federal taxes. Then if you want to become a national, got a little mini course, video mini course here for $38.88. If you choose to take that course. Also got some other stuff. How to eliminate property tax PDF as well. People interested in eliminating property tax. Because it's all voluntary. How to get allodial titles PDF. How to cancel voter registration. Got a lot of stuff on here. This is another good one you might want to get. Learn about false arrest and false imprisonment PDF. That's another good one. I don't know how many times I read that one. I don't know how many times that book saved my PDF. That PDF saved my butt. Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. That's another good one. Yeah. And each one, guys, you can download it. Do as you will with them. You know what I'm saying? But that's the game that's being played, guys. You have to send an affidavit to them, and if they don't rebut the affidavit, they have to rebut the affidavit word for word in your affidavit. They have to rebut it. You know what I'm saying? Then you just take it, and you have to take it and get it notarized. Change your state and all that. You see in the red, make sure you put your name in the red. Change, you know what I'm saying? Plug in your birth date here. And you plug in your name. Make sure you spell everything out. Do not use a zip code. If you do use a zip code, put it in brackets. This is where you will put your social security number. Spell out your name, John dash your middle name, two I forgot what you call them, those two dots, your last name. That's letting them know that you're coming as the living person. Then spell everything. Always spell everything out, guys. Everything out, guys. Spell everything out. Do not abbreviate. They have a trademark on abbreviations. This is why you're paying almost $1 for a stamp. I mail letters for 2 cents. I mail it through the post office, not the postal service. There's two entities going on. It's two everythings. You know what I'm saying? It's two everythings. You got the post office and you got the postal service. I utilize 95% of the time, not unless I'm doing some dealings with sending some information to the IRS or the government. 95% of the time, I'm mailing through the post office, and I pay 2 cents for to send a letter. You know what I'm saying? But that's the game that's being played on everybody. You dealing with a all caps entity that they did not tell you about, and you're becoming jointer with the all caps by agreeing to all this stuff. You got to stop agreeing. You got to stop just signing for stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to read these contracts. You know what I'm saying? You got to read this stuff. That's where people are messing up. That's where I messed up the majority of my life up until like 10 years ago. I was just as lost as everybody else, man. But you got to understand what's going on. That you are not that all caps name, and and you become a jointer and you are not a U.S. citizen, you can utilize the U.S. citizen side, but you are a national. You're a national of your state. You know what I'm saying? You take allegiance to your state. And nationals of all 50 states. You dig what I'm saying? I'm from upstate New York, you know what I mean? So I am a New York national. I am not black. I'm a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Tennessee, you're a Tennessean. That is your nationality. If you're from Texas, you are a Texan. That's your true nationality. It is not white, black. That's all commercial. That's when you're dealing with the commercial side. You got the commercial side and you got the private side. You got the commercial side is the public side, and the private side is the living man and woman in the private. You can get married in the private. You do not need the government's permission to to get married. You can marry whoever the hell you want to. You know what I'm saying? You know the marriage license. You don't need a marriage license. You don't need a driver's license. You know what I'm saying? These are things, but I don't condone people stepping out, going out without a driver's license until you learn this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn this stuff. I had to get my driver's license back because a lot of jobs I need a driver's license. Patrol, you know what I'm saying? Doing armed security and patrol, you need a driver's license. So I had to go back and get mine. It's like it depends on your life and how you want to live as a national. Do you want to live, utilizing the U.S. citizen side? You can. But make sure you understand that that's not you. You're not a U.S. citizen. You're just utilizing it to benefit you. You are the beneficiary. You are the agent. You know what I'm saying? You play many roles in this system. You just got to understand that. And the way you sign your name dictates on how they treat you. Point blank, period. Are you signing as the agent? Are you signing as the beneficiary on certain situations? You know what I'm saying? Are you signing as the American? Are you signing as, you know what I'm saying? Or are you signing as the debtor, the black, the white, the first and last name? That's the debtor. You don't want to sign that way. But guys, I'm telling you, you gotta understand this stuff, man. It's all about your consent at the end of the day. It's all about your consent. You consent to pay that traffic ticket. You consent to those terms and conditions of going to jail and prison. No, you consent to all this stuff. It's all about your. They need you to sign. Nothing moves until you sign. Correct. So who has the true power? Nothing moves until you sign. Nothing in this system moves until you sign. Facts. So, that's my take, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed this video, man. You know what I'm saying? I will be putting up more videos. But, if you interested in getting that affidavit to stop paying those federal taxes, check out my link tree. Check out what I have to, you know what I'm saying, that can help you out to offer you. Just hit me up in the email. You got any questions? You know what I'm saying? If I can answer it, I'll try my best to answer it. But that's my take, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Also, too, hit the notification button so you know when I put up another video. I'm out. Peace.